being attached to the outcome, having to detach from the outcome, needing to let go in order to manifest are all things that you guys constantly hear about manifestation. And in this video, I want to clarify these things. I have talked about these in previous videos, but I have many new subscribers on this channel, for which I'm very grateful. You are always welcome to the channel, and this is the place where I keep manifestation as simple as it's meant to be, so that we clear out the confusion and the complications and the contradictions about the manifestation, which there are a lot of. I had a live Q&A a couple of days ago, and these topics came up again and again from different people in different ways, and I thought it's time to make another video about this. Evidently, it's still a thing online, and it has always been. Just so you know, these topics are always there. I started my manifestation journey about 15 years ago, 15, 16 probably already, and this topic of needing to let go, attachment, detachment, it was there since then. And let's finally clarify this so that you know what actually manifests. What is it that manifests? Because that's what we are here for. So if you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you can of course book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I would love to help you with anything that you are manifesting. You can also join my Master Manifestor Mastermind group, which is group coaching, and I have different groups actually. In that case, please send me an email from my booking page so that we can find a group that is comfortable for your time zone. And let's talk about this attachment, detachment, letting go, etc. In order for you to know what you need to do, I find it's very important to understand how manifestation works. Once you understand how the mind works, how things are manifested, you can clear out a lot of the BS that's out there. And there's a lot of it. And a lot of it is, I think it's a result of misunderstanding, and then now here we are talking about detachment again. Everything is manifested, okay? You have been manifesting your whole life. Just because you just became aware of manifesting, or maybe a few years ago, that's not where you started manifesting. That's where you became aware that life works through manifestation. Every single experience of yours is manifested through your own mind. What this means is, also always remember that it's called the law of assumption. What this literally means is what you continuously assume to be true, that continuously will become your physical experience. So your assumptions about things, beliefs and assumptions that you hold as true in your mind will manifest, regardless of anything, regardless of current circumstances, regardless of that being true or false for someone else. It doesn't matter. For you, if something is an assumption and it's true in your mind, that will become true in your physical reality also. What this means is, when you have a desire, the story of having your desire in your life needs to become an assumption in your mind. And this is where the mechanics of the mind come in. This is what I mean when I say you need to understand how the mind works so that you know what to do in order to actually manifest. When you have a desire for something, that means that you don't have that in your life. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to have it. So your manifestation process starts with lack. Actually, you notice the lack of something, you have the desire to have it, and from there you manifest. If you are in lack of that thing, it means that you have that assumption, some assumption around the topic that says that you don't have it. Because if you had the assumption that said you have it, you wouldn't have the desire, it would be in your life, and we wouldn't be here talking about it. So you start out with the opposite assumption, with what we also call limiting belief, which limits your experience. Limiting beliefs are just beliefs, by the way. They are no different than your positive, abundant beliefs. It's just a belief that is limiting your experience. So now what you need to do here is to change that assumption from lack to having it. How do you do that? Oftentimes with repetition. You have to repeat the new assumption enough times and with enough attention so that that becomes normal in your mind. The process of manifestation is replacing one assumption with the other. And don't make the word process means that it needs to be a huge, long, forever process. That's not it. It's simply the work of replacing your current assumption about that situation with a different assumption. And the assumption needs to be replaced. You can't keep assuming that you don't have it and then think it once and let it go and then it manifests. It doesn't manifest like that. When you do this again and again, this is why we affirm. Affirming works. This is why even when we visualize, we loop that visualization, we repeat that visualization in order for it to become normal in your mind, in order for it to replace what was there. So therefore, it's important to actually persist. So let's talk about letting go. If you had to let go before the new assumption has become an assumption in your mind, you let that go, and whatever is already there will continue manifesting. And you don't want that, because what was already there was the lack of your desire and the reason you started manifesting in the first place. So therefore, when you are told you need to let go, that's absolute BS. That's not how it works. By the way, I know this because I have done this. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I started consciously manifesting years ago. And I remember I was manifesting something. I don't remember what it was. And I hadn't yet started to really understand how manifestation works. I was just doing whatever I thought I needed to be doing, whatever I read online or heard online or, whatever I came across, because I wanted to try everything to see what worked. So I had been doing this for a while and it wasn't manifesting. And I kept reading that, you need to detach, you need to let go, you need to let go, you need to let go to manifest. So I thought, okay, this is the one thing I haven't done, I thought. So I need to let go. Now I have been doing some work for quite some time and now I have to let it go. What happened was that I started forcefully letting go the desire, not think about it. And this has been my experience where I have learned about letting go and how it works and how it doesn't work actually. So I kept pushing the desire back. It came up, I kept pushing it away. It came up in my mind and I kept pushing it away. And then I thought, why is my mind doing this? Why am I not able to let go? Fast forward to when I actually learned how manifestation works. And this is why. You can't let go of a desire if you still have the desire. You can't let go of a desire if you still have a desire. If you still have the desire, it is going to come up. And you simply can't force it away. You can't force anything in manifestation, okay? You need to create habits through repetition. Therefore, if you push the desire away, it's going to come back. And again and again and again. It's going to keep coming back and you're going to keep staying in this lack state of mind. In this feeling state of, I need this, I don't have this, I still want this. What this means is that you haven't persisted enough in the new assumption, and that has not become an assumption yet in your mind. It's not, it hasn't sunk into your subconscious and it hasn't become an assumption. It's not a normal thought for you yet. What this means is you need to continue training your mind. with that affirmation, the story, the imaginal act, whatever you are doing in order to manifest. So this is why all this attachment to the outcome is bad. What does that mean? You need to be attached to the outcome. You need to consistently persist in the state of having it. You need to consistently reintroduce that mindset, that thought, that feeling state, that whatever you are doing in order to manifest. If it's just affirmations, then it's just affirmations. Make sure to put attention on these affirmations, but it needs to be reintroduced until you become used to it. And when you actually become used to it, and how you know that it has sunk into your subconscious mind, some people shy away from this term that something gets impressed on your subconscious mind. Yes, it sounds technical, and it is very technical, but you feel it when it's done. When something has been impressed on your subconscious mind because you have repeatedly introduced and reintroduced that thought and that feeling state to your own mind, what happens is that you naturally stop thinking about it. It may come up here and there. The thought is always from the end, and you just don't think about it as much. Why? Because now you feel you have it, regardless of what's going on in the 3D. We're not talking about the 3D yet. It will come, it will follow. The 3D has to follow. We don't need to talk about the 3D at all. So I think this part is what people have misunderstood when they say you have to let go. Letting go is not letting go, detaching, whatever word they're using, is not something you do. That's not something you do. That is something that naturally happens because of the work that you have done. The work that you have done is a lot of repetition. That's all you need to know about detachment. So if this idea of being attached to the outcome is bad, if that's what you're worrying about, think about it this way. If you're constantly thinking of your desire from this mindset of, oh, I don't have it, I need this to happen because otherwise I won't survive. All you're doing, it's not like it's attachment and it's bad. Well, all you're doing there is you're telling your mind, I don't have it. I still don't have it, and I feel real bad because I don't have it. So what your mind does is that it just manifests more of not having it. It's like, okay, you don't have it. Let's do more of that then. You don't have it. That's the mindset you need to shift from, I need to have this, to I already have this. I actually already have this. Remove this attachment, detachment language from your manifestation vocabulary. It's not helpful. And think in terms of, am I thinking from the end or am I thinking from lack? Am I feeling in the end or am I feeling in my current state? And that is what you work with. When you have repeated the idea of already having it, you come to a point where all your negative thoughts about the situation are gone. They're replaced. They're not there because you have replaced it with I have it. And once that I have it has sunk into your subconscious mind, you know it because you just don't think about it as much. Even if you were completely obsessing over it in the beginning, this can happen. It's okay. You can be completely obsessed with it and think about it 24/7, especially those of you who are manifesting an SP. I know. You are probably thinking about your SP all day long and you feel obsessed. That's fine. Once you have impressed your subconscious mind with the idea of your SP being yours, you being with them, you being in the relationship, you will notice that you just don't think about it as much. That's the place you're going because you come to a place of, I know I have my desire, so yeah. And then it's just a matter of time before it appears in the 3D. The 3D will follow. Don't worry about the 3D. You just need to pay attention to where your thoughts are. Are they from lack or are there from your end goal. That's all there is to this letting go. Letting go is not something you do. This whole video to say that letting go is not something that you actively do. Forget about it. You pay attention to your thoughts and your assumptions and your affirmations. That's what you do. Repeat it enough times and you will get to the end goal. That's all. I hope that this clarified for you. If, by the way, again, if you missed my live Q&A from a couple of days ago where this topic kept coming up, it's on my channel. You can easily find it there. If you need a more personalized help with your manifestations, you can, of course, book a one-on-one coaching session with me from the link in the description box below. I would love to help you with anything that you are manifesting. And you can also join one of my Master Manifestor mastermind groups. In that case, please send me an email so that we can find a group that is comfortable for your time zone. Have a beautiful day and see you in the next video.